The Illuminati, are they real? Who are they? What do they want? I made a video about this, about the Illuminati card game before, but I made a new one now, because the first one I made it too fast. I thought nobody would want to watch something over half an hour, and that was a mistake. So I will do it calmly now, but it will be longer. I made also new discoveries about aliens, not about the false aliens, the UFOs and so, but the real aliens, the hidden interdimensionals. They might really be real, they really exist probably. And when we understand that there might be real aliens, the Illuminati card game makes much more sense all of a sudden. Sounds very strange, but you will see. Well, we have all these videos that people see some famous person with Illuminati symbolism. We say, they're with the Illuminati, they're with the Illuminati, and then it stops. Well, it teaches you nothing, but okay, at least they see things. Then there are smarter people, and they say like, hey, 9/11 happened, it was first in the Illuminati card game. So it was all planned, and the people who made the card game also did 9/11. That's 100% true. But they never explain who the Illuminati then really are. So, also useless, but okay, teaches you more, but certainly not enough. And people also pay a lot of attention to this Adam Weishaupt, who founded the Illuminati in 1776. Well, it's totally irrelevant, but okay, it teaches you two things. It's always the Jews, the bad part of the Jews. They're also innocent Jews, but it's always the bad part of the Jews. They sank the Titanic, they had the Eiffel Tower built, World War I set up, World War II, all this terrorism. It's all comes from the bad part of the Jews. That's actually 100% the truth. The second thing it teaches you is that no coincidence, it's the same year the USA was founded. So this is really big, because the Illuminati were behind the founding of the United States. It was their idea. That's really big. Yeah. They also thought about the European Union. They also thought about this idea. So yeah, it's really big. But it's even bigger than that, because 9/11 happened, unfortunately. But why did it happen on 9/11? It's in the card game, both the Twin Towers and the Pentagon, can be no doubt. It's all set up. But why on 9/11? Because it comes from Bible Revelation 9/11. For they have a king over them, the master of the bottomless pit. That is Satan. So they are Satanists. Yeah, of course, you kill all these people, you're a bad person. It makes sense that you're a Satanist. And it says in the Bible, beware of the false Jews, for they worship Satan. So that also makes sense. So we have to search for the Satanists. And that's why it happened on 9/11. But that still doesn't tell you who the Illuminati are, but it teaches you that this goes back a long, long time. It has nothing to do with 2001. It goes back much further. This was already going on over 2,000 years ago. That's what this teaches you, this 9/11. But there's more to this 9/11, because all of a sudden I realized Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz, they're about moving through a wormhole, going to another dimension. Because the rabbit hole is a metaphor for a wormhole, tornado, also metaphor for a wormhole. We had Alice and Dorothy in our world, they go through the wormhole, they are in another world. That's the essence of both stories. And you might think, okay, totally crazy, but it's confirmed. With the remake of The Wizard of Oz, Oz the Great and Powerful, they exactly show this in a movie. He goes into the tornado. But then there's no gravity. Because it's not a tornado really. It's a wormhole. But that's what it symbolizes, of course. And then he's in another world. So they show us in the movie that, yes, okay, it's true. Alice in Wonderland, The Wizard of Oz are metaphors for moving through a wormhole to another dimension. And then I understood Bible Revelation 9:11. For they have a king over them, the angel of the bottomless pit. I also understood that the bottomless pit is not a bottomless well, it's a wormhole, because it's also bottomless. The angel is Satan, that's a metaphor for aliens. So this 9:11 is about aliens moving through a wormhole. And this is confirmed in another publication of the Zionist Jews. So we have the Bible, it's written by the Jews in Hebrew. And then we have Zionist Jews in our time making all these movies and series. Alex Hirsch, he produced Gravity Falls. And yes, it's in Gravity Falls. Well, he actually says it. But to confirm that it's really a wormhole, he says, and I don't think any time has passed. I don't think any time has passed. Because in a wormhole, there is no gravity, as you saw with the Wizard of Oz, and no time. That's what is showed here. So, the bottomless pit, which this is, the bottomless pit, is a metaphor for a wormhole. That's 100% what is hinted at here, what is explained here, you could say. And realize it's a Zionist Jewish production, and many things are explained in this Gravity Falls. And yes, it's a children's cartoon, but Kennedy is in this cartoon. The Pyramid of Gizeh, death camps, it's all in this cartoon. Because if they gave you the truth through the mass media, the universities, the controlled media, the government, then you would not have earned it. Do you understand the principle? That's why they do it this way, to give us a very small chance at the truth. Well, we have the truth here. In 2001 Space Odyssey, it's also explained in the book that there are aliens, they move through wormholes. It's clearly explained. And in the book is even 2001 9/11 hidden. But when we go to factual things, to 9/11, the place where it all happened, the monument for 9/11, this is exactly as described in this book, the entrance to a wormhole. Do you understand? If this is new for you, you should really watch this, what I'm saying now, 10 times. Put it on pause, watch it, think about it, because this is all real. This is real. They described it in the book. And in the book was 9/11 hidden. And they talk about aliens moving through a wormhole. And they put it in real life there. And just like the monolith, this is a Hilton hotel. And it is described in the book. And in the movie that they made, 2001 Space Odyssey, is the monolith. And in the movie is also Hilton Hotel hidden. Well, you can see it's written in when they're in space. So we have a connection here between a book and things of aliens, and they control us through the monolith. They are described in a book, and they come back in real life. I mean, that's incredible. And all these intelligent people with IQs of 150, 180, 200, they denounce what's right in front of their face. And that's one of the big problems of the white race, why they're going to be killed. Because you want to be obedient to authority. Everything that you have been taught by the mass media and the government, You fit in, like, oh yeah, the government told me this, the government, it doesn't matter how intelligent you are. And then you have independent thinkers, that's a very small part, and they see the world as it is. And I'm one of those who sees the world as it is. This is in a movie, they put it there. This is in a movie, in a book, and they put it in real life there. Of course this is all connected. Of course this is real. Of course this is for a reason. Because aliens are real. It can be no other explanation. This is big. It does not get any bigger. All these hints at connections to another dimension, it doesn't get bigger than that. We had the symbol for a wormhole when Obama got his Nobel Peace Prize in Sweden. So many hints. So, are these aliens, the interdimensionals, are they real? Probably. Why? Because the hints are extremely well hidden. Have you ever heard all these explanations? No. So they are extremely well hidden. Almost nobody understands them. And these hints, they don't deter from the Jews. It's not like, oh, the aliens, and now we forget all the other evildoers. What some people say, you're misleading with the aliens. No, it's crystal clear that that if the aliens are real, it's the aliens and the Jews killing the white race, setting up wars, a famine, and doing 9/11. So I'm not leading you away from the Jews, the bad part of the Jews. No, I'm saying aliens probably real, and they order the Jews, the bad part of the Jews, to do all these horrible things. That's the essence of all this. So in the Illuminati card game, we have this eye, and this eye comes from Egyptian time. It's the eye of Ra, and Ra is another name for Satan. So even here's a connection, because we have this Egyptian mythology with the eye, and we have the Bible with Satan, the devil. But I explained that 9/11 with Satan, it's a metaphor for aliens. So this eye is the same thing. It's also a metaphor for aliens. So when we look at the card game, the first card, the eye represents the aliens. So now we understand why this eye is here. That's the first part of the explanation. So what is then the hand? We have the aliens, and then the hand, and they control the hand. That's crystal clear. And the hand controls the puppets, and that's us. It's all very important. Who is the hand? And now we come to the Illuminati. They are the Hasidic rabbis. These are the Illuminati. Because what does the Illuminati mean? It means, it has a meaning, it's Latin, it means the enlightened. Illuminati, the enlightened. That's what it means. And they are enlightened, it means they have gained substantial wisdom. And they got this wisdom, yes, from the aliens. And now this all makes sense. We have the aliens, and they're given all this wisdom to the Hasidic rabbis to control the people on earth. So that's the essence. Finally, we can understand who the Illuminati are. And there's proof for that, because you can see they control Bush. I mean, they are in control. Of course they are. They control Putin. They tell him what to say. They are in control. And they explained in the movie Pi, this mathematical important symbol. They have explained in this movie that they also controlled Egypt behind the scenes. So that's why they use all this Egyptian symbolism. That makes perfect sense. So we have this organization to take over the world. We have the alien interdimensionals. They control the Hasidic rabbis. But the aliens, they wrote the Kabbalah for these Hasidic rabbis. In the Kabbalah it says take over the world. So the Hasidic rabbis, they work on that. And they work with the Kabbalah themselves, the protocols of Zion, the Bible, the Talmud, and the Illuminati card came. And they control people. The Zionist Jews, so not the good Jews, but the bad Jews. And the Zionist Jews, they are politicians, presidents, bankers, artists. They control ad agencies. That's why you see all these black people in advertisements these days. Because you have to get used to a black world. We have to die, the white race. Hollywood producers, they brainwash you with all these movies. Controlled. Then you have the Freemason white race traitors, like with the Skull and Bones, Bush. They are also politicians, bankers, presidents, secret service, publishers, artists, etc. And the Illuminati card game is made because if they share their plans with others, they unburden their karma. It says so in the Kabbalah. So this very simple, basic organizational structure explains everything. How they all work, who they control, and what books they use, and instructions they use, and plans. Because in the Bible, it's also the end time, for example. So the Protocols of Zion, Bible, Illuminati card game, they're very closely related. Also the Kabbalah. And in the Illuminati card game, there is an alien, the Greys, maybe you heard of them, and they give money to all these political leaders. Yeah, they mean it's literal. They are alien. Maybe they don't bring it themselves, but it's their idea. Foreign aid. These are foreigners to the aliens. And unmasked, they say there's a secret to our cabal that even you of the 12th circle have not known until now. Because part of the Jews, of the Hasidic rabbis, are aliens. It's so unbelievable that I can also not imagine it, but probably it's the truth, because why else would it be hidden here? And also in the movie They Live, because it's not misleading. Nobody understands this. Practically nobody. Maybe you understand it, I understand it, but we are the 0.00011%. So it's not misleading, it's to give us a chance. So they control Hollywood. It's also here like the wisdom of Satan, of the aliens, is violence, use a lot of violence, use Hollywood, the movies to control people. All these instructions to control the people. Hollywood, that's why it's in the Illuminati card game. MTV brainwashed the people. And in Gravity Falls that you just saw, they show aliens contractors. So you have an old man who represents probably the Hasidic rabbis, who makes a deal with the devil. So it's confirmed again in Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is like the Third Testament. You have the Old Testament, New Testament, and the Third Testament. That's Gravity Falls. In Gravity Falls is so much explained that's unbelievable. So they also explain, aliens, a symbol for the aliens, of course. The aliens, yes, and the Hasidic rabbis together, they control Earth. Yeah. So the Pyramid of Gizeh also comes back here at the Illuminati card game, because Egypt was the first country, or civilization better said, that they totally controlled. And that's why they go back to that to the Egyptian symbolism many times in the Illuminati card game, but not only in the Illuminati game. The same symbolism is in the dollar, exactly the same. The aliens that came through a wormhole to us, and the time of Egypt with the Pyramid of Gizeh was very important for them. And maybe there is more to this pyramid, like maybe there's some alien device underneath, but there is no proof for that. And I only tell you things that there's proof for, or strong hints, like with this Wizard of Oz. It's clear, they show a wormhole, so I show you it and I explain it. But I never have seen any proof that there's an alien device underneath the Pyramid of Gizeh. But some people say, yeah, there's an alien device. Yeah, I agree with them, that's very likely. It's highly likely that there's something hidden under the pyramid or in the Pyramid of Gizeh that's alien. Yes, just like with Hoover Dam. Highly likely. But we have no proof for that. So, but that the same symbolism of the Illuminati card game is in the dollar. That should make you think, of course. Who controls me? Who controls the Fed? And this triangle or pyramid symbol comes back everywhere, of course. With all these famous people, they make the one eye, the con, of course your contract, and the pyramid, everywhere. The one eye, the Satanists, the double triangle from Israel, ISIS, Rael, double pyramid, Michael Jackson. Of course, the Zionist Jews, they control the music industry, so they controlled Michael Jackson. But it didn't do him any good. He was murdered anyway, just like Prince, for example, or Robin Williams. One eye, don't blame God, because there's only one God, sorry, that's Satan, the one eye. So the aliens, that's the real, the only higher power, the aliens. Pyramid, Merkel, politicians, she does it all the time. Hitler did it. So they not only control artists, but also politicians. So we had 9/11, it happened. It was in the card game. But the Aurora shooting was in the card game. And they had this crazy guy that was arrested for it. But it was insane. An eyewitness saw someone in military clothes with a machine gun shooting a row of people. But the above guy was arrested, probably on some drugs or so. The truth unfortunately doesn't come to light. It also happened with the Oklahoma bombing. The explosive residue was analyzed and found to be military. With the Columbine shooting was the same, all the same. Mark Taylor saw a soldier shooting children. He's now held in a mental institution on drugs against his will. 2 probably manipulated boys were blamed. Welcome to the real world. We live in hell. We live in hell. They're gonna make the world into a hell. And this Mark Taylor and all these people that were shot at Columbine, they already experienced hell. But we gonna get it too. Because we don't love the truth, as it says in the Bible. If everybody would study all this stuff, and everybody would talk about it, if we love the truth, like I do, I love the truth. I only want the truth. If we all did like that, then they could not go on with all their plans. But most people love the lie. They lie. So then you're going to be killed. Very simple. Boston Marathon bombing. Many people understood this with the green suit from this woman, and here she was in real life. And many people said, hey, it doesn't make sense. It seems fake, this bombing. And I agree, probably, that it seems fake. It seems like they're actors and real people dead mixed together. But that's an exception, because in general they don't care. With 9/11, real people died. On the Titanic, real people died. World War I, real people died. World War II and World War III that is coming, and more things. Everybody has to die. So this is this set up, phony looking action from the Illuminati card game. It's an exception. But okay, the flesh-eating bacteria is very disgusting, but it's real. It's real. So it's not only bombings or so, it's totally other things too. And there are people in the card game. Ronald Reagan, controlled by the Illuminati. That's why they put him in. Dumb as a monkey. Do you grasp this? Do you get a feeling for this with the Hasidic rabbis, the Illuminati? George Bush, yeah, he also signed laws for them, for the Illuminati. And his son was not in the card game, but he was also 100% controlled, of course. Like, he's looking like, oh yes, this Jewish faith. But it's all fake, because it says in the Bible, beware of the false Jews, for they worship Satan. These Hasidic rabbis, they don't believe in the Torah. They don't believe it. They work for Satan. And some of them know Satan is also not real. Satan is the aliens. We work for the aliens. That's highly likely to be the truth. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, there are rumors that she's Jewish. Yeah, that could very well be true. That's why she has him on a leash, the Goy. And they are also with the Hasidic rabbis and other rabbis. The Great Pyramid with Obama, and it's incredible how much this small little picture really, that was made 30 years or so because before Obama became president, that it looks so much like Obama. That's really incredible. Here he was with the Hasidic rabbis and other rabbis. I mean, when you think about it, oh my God, it's so horrible. It's so horrible. They control everything, and you think you are in control. I mean, it's pathetic. And of course Trump too. And is he Jewish? He doesn't look Jewish. Who's this Jewish girl? Surprise, surprise. It's Ivanka. Before the operations. I mean, nobody would think she was Jewish. Now, she's gorgeous. I mean, everybody loves Ivanka. Why not? She's really beautiful. But this Jewish girl was Ivanka before the operations. Wow! Yeah, wow! Eye-opener. So, I did not do any research because it's about Illuminati. But if we did a little research about how often is Ivanka with her supposed mother? Who did Trump hang out with 9 months before Ivanka was born? Or maybe it's a different trail. Pictures of Ivanka's mom before the operation. Maybe they exist. I don't know. Or maybe Trump is one of these Ashkenazi Jews that originate from the south of Russia. The Ashkenazim. That so many people talk about the Ashkenazi, the false Jews. Yeah, maybe that explains the tall, blonde, fake Jews with blue eyes. All these Zionists, all these Jews, false Jews that are so big like Trump, blonde, blue eyes. Because if they're really from the region of Israel, they cannot look like this. So maybe he's from one of these Ashkenazis from the Russian region. But whatever he is a Satanist. And the basic things, I hope you understand, keep coming back. Like Satan worshippers, Illuminati, Hasidic rabbis, Zionist Jews. So that's all the same group of murderers, liars, horrible people that want to destroy Earth. Whatever he is a Zionist. Here is at the Wailing Wall. And here is with his best friend Netanyahu. They're like two peas in a pot. And he is at the Wailing Wall. I mean, what? Yes, Satan, I will do it for you. I mean, he supposedly isn't Jewish with this thing. I mean, Hillary was there. Of course, they all come there. Ivanka, like looking very serene. Like, yeah, I'm really praying. Yeah, to whom are you praying? To God? To Satan? Yeah, okay, we know who. Obama was there. Of course, they all come there. This is Rand Paul, the son of Ron Paul, who's also in the Illuminati card game. I mean, this is such a horrible world we live in. And the people in the Illuminati card game, Alex Jones, Ron Paul, yeah, his son is Rand Paul, and they are in the Illuminati card game. Actually, it's Ron Paul. They deceive you. They say government is too big. Government is big. We have to have gold as money. All these rational things, but they never say Israel. There you have to look for Israel and Hasidic rabbis. That's where the truth is. Never say it. Newt Gingrich, same thing. Government's too big. Yeah, true. But we have to dig further. Who controls the government? The Illuminati, the Hasidic rabbis, Zionist Jews. We have to know it. And the other person, Howard Stern, he makes you crazy. Like you think about sex, gossiping, a little bit about politics, economics. But he never tells the truth about 9/11. Never the Hasidic rabbis, never Zionist Jews. Julian Assange, the undertaker of the truth. Because this shit WikiLeaks, with all these stupid exposing things. Not the truth about 9/11. Because he buried, here is the truth about 9/11. That was his role. And it's incredible how much they look the same. Really incredible. And David Duke, many people think like, okay, there are misleaders, but he's for real. No, he's not. He's misleading you too. He said that Trump was an enemy of the Zionist Jews. Is what he said. Look it up. I'm not lying. I never lie. Look it up. He wants to mislead you too. Only we have Alex Jones at this level, and then David Duke is a level higher. He says it's the Talmud rabbis. He goes, but he doesn't tell you the whole truth. He doesn't tell you that they're going to blow up Hoover Dam, for example. I mean, how can all these intelligent people be traitors? I don't know. Al Gore, I mean, wow. What a sorry excuse for a man. Wow, really, 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 it's incredible. This look in his eyes, like, ooh, they take me serious? Ooh, they listen to me? Wow. He came up with global warming. He hadn't even finished his law studies. He understands nothing about science. And then he can predict that the earth is going to heat up. It's impossible. But why did they come up with this? To make government very big and to take all the money from the people, put it in fake anti-global warming projects. Well, we had events, we had people, and we have organizations. They came up with the United Nations. It was first League of Nations in Switzerland. They came up with the Bible even, and also with the Vatican. So the Vatican, that's just a subdivision of the Illuminati Hasidic rabbis. Means nothing. Center for Disease Control, that is very important, because they fool you that AIDS is real. AIDS, it's not real. Have you ever noticed how many famous people had AIDS? Because you are so stupid. When they give you authority, famous people, you believe everything. That's why they connected all these famous people to AIDS. Put it on pause. Or after this video, do some research. There's no disease that so many famous people have, like the AIDS and HIV, that they're both almost the same. Because it's fake. And that's how you believe it. Ebola, also fake. But you believe the government and you believe authority. So the Center for Disease Control, you believe it. Satan turns everything around. So this is really Center for Disease Spreading. They spread diseases from the Centers for Disease Control. And then when they're going to say, Ebola, you need injections to cure you. This is going to be the poison. Because Satanism, the aliens have taught us one thing that is so genius. Persuasion is better than force. This is the number one, this is not a satanic sign or so, number one, you really have to understand this. Number one rule, persuasion is better than force. People are misled. You get in the controlled media, Ebola. Then it really comes, supposedly of course, it's not real, and you're gonna run run to get your poison. Because these doctors, many of them, like for example the Doctors Without Borders, it's a word joke, Doctors Without Mental Borders, psychopath, murderers, they going to kill you because they have all these genius instructions from the aliens to the Hasidic rabbis to these organizations, Center for Disease Control, Doctors Without Borders. You're gonna plead for your poison. Persuasion is better than force. Really, really think about that when it's new for you. American Medical Association. Doctors that are good, of course, probably 90% of the doctors mean well, of course. They are misled by the American Medical Association because it's authority. They believe it. Cure you? No, we're gonna kill you. Yeah, sorry, but I only give you the truth. The truth is horrible. You can stop all this. If you want, you can spread the truth just like me. But I'm practically the only one, or with 2 or 3 other people. Practically nobody spreads the truth. So they're gonna succeed probably. Federal Reserve controlled one of the institutions, NSA controlled. Of course they fought it all out. Supreme Court even controlled by the Illuminati, by the Hasidic rabbis. Yeah, that's really bad. Mass immigration is good. Everybody's equal. We need mass immigration. We need abortion for white people. And black people we give money so that they can raise as many children as possible. Browning of America. Well, that was the organizations. What is left for their plans? Well, the World War III, nuclear. And many people, they don't believe in nuclear weapons anymore, nuclear bombs. Well, okay, then they're gonna simulate the same thing with fire bombs or so. What's the difference? Nuclear bombs are real or they're not real. This will be the result. That's the only thing that counts. So don't go into these useless discussions. Global warming, they're going to exaggerate it even more. Put billions in fake plans to cool the earth. Take away civil rights of Europeans to save the earth. Horrible, but it's happening. Japan, they're going to bury it or bury it under the sea. That's really a plan. The atomic monster, because the big theme for Japan is atomic, nuclear. And it's going to be a tidal wave in Japan. It's going to be finished. No more Japan. Because yeah, Japanese, very intelligent. They can figure all this stuff out much better than us. They're not doing it. They're not studying all this stuff. So they're all going to die. Including the Japanese Freemasons, Japanese Satanists, they also exist. Everybody's going to die. Just going to wipe Japan away. It's also in the Bible. If you know the Bible very well, it says in the end time, that's now, going to be earthquakes, and some countries are going to be sunk under the sea, and others are going to rise again. So it's Japan. But these Bible predictions, they are just plans, the same as the Illuminati card game. It's nothing biblical or religious. And in Japan, we had already this rehearsal, of course, the big earthquake, big tidal wave, and the nuclear plant that was destroyed. And they, foretold it in the Illuminati card game. This is the Japanese clock, and they wear kimonos. And the clock points to 11 and then to 3 because it's tilted. It actually points to the 3 and to the 11. And this was on 3/11. 9/11, 3/11, they like the 11. And they can have a false UFO invasion. Yeah, it sounds crazy. I get it. I've been talking about these interdimensionals that might be real. Well, I think it's 99.99% sure they are real. Then they come up with this false UFO invasion. And in the Cleveland show, at one time at the end, Cleveland, he whispers, 9/11 was an inside job. The army pierced the dikes before Katrina. The government's building spaceships. And on this card it says, they'll never get it, even when the saucers are flying overhead. We'll never get what? That these are fake. These are not real. The interdimensionals, they move through wormholes, something totally different. There are no real aliens and UFOs. This is fake. And they explain in the Cleveland show, they explain how they're going to do it. They have now, the government is building spaceships. I mean, our own government wants to kill us, people. Why do we have mass immigration? Why? Because the white race has to die. Because we were always the biggest enemy of the Jews. That's why we have to die. I say we, I mean, I'm partly Jewish, so some people are 100% white race. I mean, that's so sorry, because these women are so beautiful, and many white race men, they mean well, but they just cannot get over that the truth is in all these obscure, strange places. Yeah, but that's the whole challenge. You have to understand, accept the truth, and work for it. And don't just believe the government and bureaucracy. And quarantine, that's another card. Epidemic, they're gonna fake Ebola, and they're gonna do quarantines. Whole villages will be shut off by the army. And then some things that are not in the Illuminati card game. First it was 9/11. The New World Order was conceived because this is a male tower, a female tower. They were connected, they intertwined, they had sex, you could say, symbolically. Then Hoover Dam breaks, the New World Order baby is born, and then, well, here the son of Pope and two boobies. Then the New World Order is mature. This is when the false UFO invasion is coming. So, and in The Simpsons it's explained. And then you are a professor at the university, scientist, pilot, and multimillionaire. Cannot be real. Cannot be real, this. Cannot be real. Coincidence. Coincidence. I trust my government. Have you ever gone into the inner city of a big city? Downtown? No. Because as a white person you don't go there anymore. Yeah, your own government wants to kill you, and mass immigration is the proof. This is the truth. Sorry. And then, when Hoover Dam breaks, it's martial law, emergency powers. Your freedom will be taken. Sorry. As I explained the previous time also, the protocols of Zion, they are real, they are Jewish. The Illuminati card game is real, it's Jewish. So if it is true, some protocols should be clearly in the card game. Well, they are. Elders of Zion, who wrote the protocols of Zion, they are in the card game. Get the debt as high as possible, that even the interest is impossible to pay. Well, it's in the card game. The money from the government, all the tax money, goes into a hole, black hole. It's just gone. Poof, it's gone. The debt, government debt is enormous. Control the media, big media. All the news is coming from one or two news agencies, and then thousands of radio stations, newspapers, TV, they all give you the same news from this one or two Reuters, ANP, from these Jewish news agencies. This is horrible. That's the protocol of Zion. Brainwash the people. Well, they do that through TV. It's shown here. Distract the people with sports and entertainment so we can plot on the takeover of the world. Well, sports, entertainment, it's real. It's real. Protocols of Zion. Make everybody believe everybody's equal. And this is again, remember, Satan, genius of Satanism. Persuasion is better than force. So they tell all these women through the media, Cosmopolitan, regular newspapers, TV, you are great. You are so intelligent. You really need to work, not get children. And these black people with the music industry, they really lift up the black community. but in a violent way, I might add, not in the right way. So their self-esteem is built, so now they really believe they are as smart as a white race or Asian man that invents computers or television or so, because everybody's equal. So somebody who's very intelligent explains to the people in general, like, mass immigration is dangerous. The Jews are behind everything. The bad part of the Jews, they are behind everything. Then women go like, some women, I mean not all, but some women go, no, everybody's equal. Mass immigration is good, because if you let Africans in, they are the same as us. Everybody's equal. They are brainwashed through the protocols of Zion, make them believe everybody's equal. And they do it with this satanic trick. Did you know that 300 of the most important feminists are women, are Jewish women? Sorry, it should be Jewish. There are 300 of the most important feminists are Jewish. It's all a trick. And how will these strong women who think they're so intelligent, and they get a phony government job and a phony university study, and I studied sociology, I studied history, all false, but okay. And I'm so intelligent. Somebody who studied physics at university, they think they're just as intelligent with their phony studies. Because everybody's equal. They really believe that. They regret their lying. Because all the men, we all know that it's a lie. But when we're in a death camp, we'll regret that we went along with this lie. Because all these men speak to women, they don't say, come on, this study that you did, it's bullshit, it means nothing. No, they say, oh yeah honey, yeah, it's so smart of you, yeah, you have a university degree, oh, you're so intelligent. That's how men talk to women these days. Insane. But other things that still have to happen. At the end, they're going to kill the rich, the elite, eat the rich, and they're going to destroy what's left of the government, the new world order. That's very ironic. It's extremely ironic, because all the white race traitor CEOs and government officials will be killed. And that's how Satan, probably the aliens, work. They use traitors, but they loathe them, and in the end, they will get what they deserve. They know what's wrong and right, these aliens, Hasidic rabbis. Why do you think we get a chance with, for example, the Bible? The Bible explains in a very hidden way that aliens are real. The truth is the most important thing. Because with Jesus, it said, why did Jesus come to earth? I mean, he didn't really come to earth, but did he make up a story? He said, I came to earth to tell you the truth. That's in the Bible. So this gives us a chance. And in the end, it's communism. And then everybody will be killed in death camps, the white race. That's what it's all about. The elite, they have to be killed the first in the revolution. Because here also was first the revolution in 1917 in Russia, when the rich, the elite, they were killed the first. Because I'm also from an old family that was very rich, and they studied real studies at university. Because this intelligence, it goes from generation to generation to generation every time it hops along. Because it's in our DNA. And that's why they always kill the elite with these revolutions in China, Russia. That's why. This also has to happen. The World War III nuclear also has to happen. And some people say like, oh, taking over the world is impossible because it's so big. But they already are doing it. 50 years ago, everybody was white, almost, in America, Europe. Now, half of the population almost is black or Muslim. We watch TV, it's black, white, black, white, black, white. It's all mixed. They're already taking over. And you are brainwashed. This white girl, yeah, she has to have a relationship with it. Black, And then when they're older, when they get children, then they get these half babies, half brown, white, brown, black babies. And the white race, with all the genes that went from generation to generation, all these super smart genes, they are gone. And this was an idea of Rabbi Rabinovich: mix the races. So they're already destroying the white race in a different way, and they are succeeding. And the only thing I found out that can convince people that this is all real is showing what happened in Russia. Well, we have all these Jews now controlling our world, bad part of the Jews. And yet in Russia too. Karl Marx was a Jew, he wrote Communism. His real name was Moshe Levi Mordecai. Trotsky was a Jew, Lev Davidovich Bronstein. Lenin was a quarter Jewish, and about 80% of high functionaries in the first Bolshevist, first name for communism, government after the revolution. So first you had this revolution, and then after the revolution you had a new government, and it consisted mainly of Jews. So who did it? Well, the Jews, of course. Who else? And this was confirmed by Churchill. He said there's no need to exaggerate the part played in the creation of Bolshevism, this communism, by these international, for the most part, atheistical Jews. It is certainly a very great one. And here he was a Jacobean Jew. He was talking about the atheistical Jews, and I told you the Hasidic rabbis, they are not Torah believers. They believe in Satan. Something totally different. So Churchill was right. He called them atheistical Jews, Hasidic rabbis. And Putin, well, this really convinces all these non-believers. He said the same thing. He confirmed all this. First Soviet Union government. But he says it. But he said that they were in control, they were arresting, repressing everybody, even real Jews, Christians, Islam, followers of other religions. Then he says, thank God that it's all gone. These ideas are in the past. Because he is controlled by the Hasidic rabbis. And he thinks he said something good. The Hasidic rabbis, they are in the public there. They control him. And he thought, well, I'm going to say that now they are good people. They don't do all this stuff anymore. That's why he said it. That's why he said it. But now Putin confirmed it. But he didn't tell the whole truth. You have all these Zionist Jews from that era, around 1917, that took over Russia. And a Russian general, he said, look at the list of names of Gulag supervisors, you did, they were all Jews. Gulags were the death camps. And Putin did not mention the death camps because he's controlled by Hasidic rabbis. He will never tell you the truth, that they murdered about 50 to 100 million innocent Russians. So Satan turns everything around. The Jews, the bad part of the Jews, are the mass murderers. They are not victims with this Holocaust. No, they are mass murderers. And there's proof. Putin confirmed it. They set up the revolution in Russia. Then they took over. And then Putin stopped. But this Russian general, he went on. The Jews were the leaders of the death camps. Well, why not? Because, of course, because they controlled the government. And they murdered about 50 to 100 million Russians. They gave them no food anymore, no water, and they died in the streets. But they also had these death camps. And they were also starved to death in the death camps. These poor, innocent people, they had no idea. And I'm sorry I have to show you this, but it's the only thing that convinces people that this is all real. And they starve people to death in the death camps too. And these are typical white race Russian boys. And why especially boys? Because they're very intelligent, and it's the worst thing to do, kill beings that are very intelligent and understand what is going on. Well, too late, unfortunately, for these poor boys. Imagine that your father and mother was shot through the head in a camp, and you are starved to death. And can you imagine that? This is also why I believe in aliens, because this is so far away from how we are. Even psychopaths don't come up with all these big ideas. No. This is so horrible, and they want to do it again. This is the New World Order. This is the New World Order. Because this is where the New World Order came from. Because in 1920, a Jewish publication, it says the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia was the work of Jewish brains, Jewish satisfaction, Jewish planning. Well, that's what Putin confirmed. Whose goal is to create a new order in the world. New World Order. This is where it comes from. What was performed in so excellent a way in Russia, and now you should be really afraid, because they say, shall become a reality all over the world. And yes, this is 1920, and we live in 2017 now, but the Russian Revolution was in 1917, and now we are 100 years further. So, yeah, we live in the end time. And now, I told you this is big, made connections to the Bible, and in the Bible it says there will be this very big star constellation with the star constellation of Virgo and of the Sphinx, of Lion. It will be in the sky, a very specific star constellation. And the star constellation described in the Bible is around 23 of September 2017. So the Bible and our time are connected, like 9/11 with these monuments, like for real. The star constellation described in the Bible is now real in our time. You can look it up. It's a video on YouTube, 23 of December 2017. But it shows that these are very old plans, and that this is all real, and it can happen to us. And why don't you know anything about this? Because it says also in the Illuminati card game, rewriting history. They took over publishing companies of history books, and they just changed history. But very simple. That's what happened. Yeah. So we have approximately the same situation as the Russians before 1917. American president, Zionist. Look at it, I mean, 100%. Ivanka. His by everyone beloved daughter, married to a Jew, and probably Jewish herself. You saw the pictures before our operations now. We're 100% Jewish. But yeah, incredible. We have Congress full of Jews. Media are owned by the Jews. They want to take your guns so you can be killed. Here we have Chuck Schumer. He's fighting for gun control. Yeah, of course, we're gonna wanna kill you. His niece from Comedy Central, CC66 for Satan, she's fighting for gun control too. 2 women were shot when they watched her movie Trainwreck. Look it up. Then she started supporting her uncle in the media, trying to take the guns from the American people. I mean, wow! What a coincidence. Her movie, 2 women shot, and she's looking so sheepishly like, oh yeah, these people, women. We have to take the guns from all these regular white race people that don't do any harm to anybody. We have to take your guns. And not take guns from all these gangs that have been killing each other for 50 years or so. No. The white race, they have to give up their guns. Wow. And you still don't get it. I mean, you should have your house loaded with machine guns. And you should have militias that are allowed by law all over the country to protect yourself. Why is it the law in the United States that people are allowed to carry guns? Because it's your last resort against a government that wants to kill you. And your own government wants to kill you. I hope you finally understand. If you learned anything from this, should be they did it to Russia, they're gonna do it to you. But as long as you have guns, you have a 1% chance of survival. If all Americans knew all these things I just said, and you still have your guns, you would have a 99% chance of survival. Yeah, truth will set you free, remember? In the Bible. And they're not going to stop, sorry. You can hope whatever you want, they're not going to stop. The game, probably of these aliens, is that history is written by them. Then they have their cronies, the Hasidic Rabbis, that organize everything. And they, in their turn, have the Zionist Jews and Freemason traitors make all these things actually happen. That's probably reality, how it works. So, the truth and guns will set you free. But then everybody should discuss the truth. It shouldn't be such a piece of shit, half female, half man. They also call the white race man the bad man, the female man. That's afraid that when everybody shouts the scare words racism or anti-Semitism. You should respond like this, like the mass murder of the white race in Russia by the bad part of the Jews. How about that? The white race I belong to. Can you not fight for that? The white genocide in our time through mass immigration. Whole cities are turning black or Muslim, and the white race is disappearing. Fact. That should be your reply when you talk about anti-Semitism and racism. Say these things.